Robert Redford is mourning the lack of his son James. Well, I guess all of it commenced with an easy revolt over 50 years ago. Anytime every person voices a problem, approximately the first class of lifestyles that we are going to be leading were called environmentalists. When you started to talk about it, I consider wondering, oh well, it is truly horrifying. I wish he's incorrect. Robert Redford is nowhere to be found. The iconic actor and filmmaker become lost in idea through the surprising transformation of his son Jamie. Admired for his calm nature and deep determination to his work, Robert reveals himself confronting emotions that even he became now not prepared for. What should convey one of these strong and private man to tears? Will this display the deeper and unseen side of this Hollywood legend? Join us as we proportion the touching story of a father and son whose bond rises above loss, love, and lasting recollections. And sudden transformation. Robert Redford is a famous actor and filmmaker, even with 40 years of entertainment stories to appearance again on. The call Robert Redford stands proud. He's a legend that is loved by way of many people around the world through his awesome performances on screen, his work, and additionally supporting others share their very own testimonies. He is one of the administrators whose directing debut gained him an award. But behind the repute, his personal existence has been a quiet one, and being a father became something that delivered him joy, but also tears. There have been a few moments in his existence that made his heart complete of happiness, at the same time as others brought pain and sorrow so heavy that it stayed with him all the time. He isn't the kind of man or woman who likes to talk an excessive amount about his children, and he has constantly been quiet approximately matters occurring in his family. But whilst he speaks about his children, human beings may want to feel just how a whole lot they imply to him. He as soon as stated his own family is his finest gift, and for him, being a father became more than just elevating his kids. It became about love, care, and defense of them in a global that is difficult due to the eye of the media. But life did now not go easily, as there were challenges that no father could ever need to stand of their private lives, and people moments left him in tears. These have been no longer the type of tears seen inside the movies, but they were actual and packed with emotions too massive to put into words. But what precisely happened to the non-public life he has a lot loved? A circle of relatives man. While he has been regarded to be an actor and a filmmaker, he became also a loving husband and a father. And those roles are not those he acted in on display, but they may be some of the most critical days of his life. When he was nonetheless struggling together with his career, he met a woman named Lola Van Wagwagen, who became a spirited and intelligent pupil. They fell in love and determined to get married in 1958, and together they began an own family. Lola turned into not only a loving spouse, but her career turned into exceptional. She co-founded Consumer Action Now, that is a non-profit education enterprise in New York City. This Hispanic Heritage Month, we are proud to inform the stories of dynamic Latinos creating a difference of their communities. Yes, we are. And the founder of a non-profit facilitates more than 1,000 New York City excessive faculty college students. She labored to develop environmental and ladies' troubles and received an honorary doctorate of science from Pratt Institute. She was appointed to a number of national organizations and committees that paintings on behalf of ladies, youngsters, history, and the environment. She has served as a commissioner for the United Nations International Year of the Child, also served as a trustee of the Vermont Historical Society, and presently serves on the board of Shelburne Farms. Robert and Lola had 4 kids, and he labored tough to ensure that he supplied for his circle of relatives. But being a father become now not as clean as he notioned, and he and his spouse decided to create a domestic wherein their kids could be loosed to emerge as what they wanted. And no longer see him as a celeb, but as their father. Even whilst he was busy together with his career, he made positive that he observed time to be with them and spend the vacations together. His family was now not perfect, as they confronted many problems while elevating their youngsters. It became not easy for them, because there has been a variety of stress coming from media, and his profession became too worrying, making him spend much less time together with his family, so changed into the attention of the press. And the fine way to deal with the strain from the media was to move to their Utah. That's surrounded with the aid of nature. Taking a fastest street and come up through this canyon, which is known as Provo Canyon, in which everything is formed of very tight, narrow, and restrained. Even with some of these challenges, his love for his circle of relatives never changed as he carried his kids irrespective of wherein he was. Speaking to them on phones, remembering what turned into absolutely essential. That's the happiness and wellness of his own family. There had been instances where an existence turned into hard for his circle of relatives, however he changed into constantly there whilst his youngsters wanted it him. And when they were suffering, he was there to support them. However, life brought satisfied and sad moments to his own family, as there were days that have been complete of laughter, celebrations, and success. But there were also days of sadness, loss, and heartache. However, he held on to his notion that his own family became worth the entirety to him. His family noticed him as a father and not a large movie superstar, who changed into a person with a big coronary heart, always doing his nice for the humans he loved. What befell in his lifestyles that introduced the sort of loving father to tears? The bad information. While he turned into playing his time as a circle of relatives man, he changed into so happy to hear the coolest news that he was watching for a baby together with his beloved wife, Lola. His first infant, an infant boy named Scott Anthony Redford, became born in 1959, and the couple had been so excited to begin their journey as dad and mom. And just like many new parents, they had massive dreams for their little boy. They pictured looking him grow, coaching him new things, and sharing their love with him each day. And whilst their infant arrived, his heart was packed with joy. He changed into so tiny but valuable. But Robert couldn't prevent searching at him as he changed into feeling proud to be a father. His boy became a sign of wish and love for the couple, as they knew that a new chapter turned into approximately to start in their lives, and they regarded ahead to it with open hearts. But lifestyles did no longer move the way they dreamt, and a few months after Scott was born, something very horrific befell. Their boy became ill, and in the beginning the couple took him to the health center. Hoping that the medical doctors might assist their baby get higher, they listened carefully to the whole thing the docs had to say, however had to admit their son. They stayed by way of his side, praying for him to recover. Unfortunately, the illness turned into an excessive amount for the bad boy's little frame, and even though his parents did all they could to make him get again, he passed far away from unexpected infant demise syndrome at only 2 months old. The loss of their first child changed into an ache that they might hardly ever endure, and it became something that any figure might by no means want to undergo, as they'd just started to understand their son, and now he turned into gone. The residence that turned into packed with dreams and a future for their toddler boy now felt quiet and heavy with disappointment and sorrow. For Robert, losing his son turned into one of the toughest moments of his lifestyles, as he was in tears due to the fact he knew he could in no way have the ability to observe his son grow up and share all of the moments he notioned approximately. It's no longer seeking to be something aside from what it is. It's without a doubt tough. He notioned about the matters he planned to teach his little boy, guiding him via lifestyles. But the dream became taken away too early. Even though Scott was no longer with them, they by no means forgot him. And he remained of their hearts, being part of their own family forever and wearing the reminiscence of his son anywhere he went. There were instances while he talked about his son, sharing his love with him in quiet ways, but never pointed out the pain he felt when he lost him. And best people who were near him could see how deeply it had affected him. Losing Scott taught him how fragile existence may be and made him treasure each moment he had. Through his loss, he discovered peace and energy in his love for his circle of relatives, as he focused on being the quality father he can be to his other children, ensuring they felt loved and supported each day. But this was not the component that left him in tears as he confronted some other heartache along with his 2D son. What type of bond did he have with his second son? A special bond. Though Robert and his wife's lives were complete of sadness due to the lack of their first baby, they welcomed their 2D son, James Redford, known as Jamie, who became born in 1962. And from the moment he got here into the world, he delivered a special mild into the existence of his father. As Jamie grew up, it was clear that he had something unique and important together with his father. They shared something in common, which turned into the love for storytelling and growing things that touched the hearts of humans. His father has been acknowledged to be a director who lived to convey testimonies to lifestyles on the large display screen, showing humans the beauty and struggles of the arena, but he turned into now not the most effective one that cherished tales. His son Jamie noticed the passion in his father, and it stimulated him, but he did no longer want to follow within the equal footsteps of his father. He wanted to inform his testimonies in his very own precise and specific manner. While growing up, he turned into surrounded through artwork, films, and the creative world his father had built as he could watch the work of Robert, gaining knowledge of how much effort went into creating a film and telling a tale. The connection with his father became what gave him a deep recognize for artwork, and for the power it has to change the manner people sense and suppose. As he got older, he started out constructing his own way inside the global of storytelling. But rather than appearing much like his dad, he most effective focused on filmmaking and preferred being in the back of the digital camera than on the massive screen. He loved to jot down and direct films, most especially documentaries. It's Jamie. I'm here at COP23 in Bond, and my film's Gambling Inside the Different Room. And those have been movies that display actual existence, situations, and events that assist humans to recognize the world higher. His movies had been no longer large, however they had been approximately humans with real issues and hopes, locating a way to resolve the issues. He cared plenty about the environment and wanted to apply his work to educate people about the world around them. So he targeted extra on topics like water pollution, climate alternate, and the want to take higher care of the sector via his documentaries. Though he accompanied his passion, which was similar to his father's, he in no way copied him because his fashion became unique, and his recognition turned into different. He and his father had been enthusiasts of creativity, but they expressed it in extraordinary ways. Still, there was a robust bond among them, as they each believed that testimonies have the energy to make a distinction inside the world. His father turned into so pleased with him as he saw how much his son poured out into his paintings, and how much he cared about his passion and dream, even though he confronted quite a few problems that tested him. But these troubles did not forestall him, and he kept on pouring his energy into his paintings and his family, whilst his father supplied his recommendation and guide every time it became wanted. Their bond as a father and son turned into special, but there was something larger that his boy did. What did Jamie depart behind aside from filmmaking? The effect on the world. When Jamie was growing up, he watched how his father used what he needed to get up for the reasons he loved and the matters he believed in. The little boy learned what it meant to care approximately others and not himself on my own. When he grew older, he determined his own dream and created his personal way to shop the lives of others. He became not just known as someone who made films on my own, but he changed into additionally called a man who cared about the surroundings by means of giving his time, attempt, and money to assist those who needed support. I'm here at Woodstock with a film called Happening, a Clean Energy Revolution. In this film, I take a look at the explosion of the renewable energy enterprise in this USAL. His largest passion became to protect nature, and one of the most celebrated works he had ever carried out became the documentary Watershed.